It's so crazy how much we've progressed in the last century. Like, we've literally come up with this whole concept of self expression through creativity and hard work. For those of you who make fun of the West and they say America is such a really bad place, the only reason they have money is because they steal from the rich, bro, you are so far disconnected from reality. And I'm not the type of person who supports like America, Jews, and hardcore capitalistic ideals. What America managed to do was they literally blended this philosophy of freedom, honest, truthful self expression of oneself, with capitalism that was invented by England. When you put those two together, look at the result. Like, look at all the insanely successful people that we've seen and we keep seeing over and over and over. Just to give you some random examples, completely random, just on top of my head. Conor McGregor. Like, how is this guy so famous and how is he able to inspire so many people? All he does is brag and, talk, and then he beats people up. And he's not even that good at it, but somehow, because he's so much of himself, he's literally become one of the biggest icons in the men's sphere. Think about Bruce Lee. Think about Elon Musk. Do you think Bruce Lee would have become anything in his life if he hadn't moved from China to USA? Bro, he would literally just be working in some noodle shop, serving noodles. That's all he'd be doing. And maybe he'd be watching like martial arts when he gets home from work on TV, right? That would literally be his whole life. Imagine Elon Musk was born in Russia. Do you really think he would have flown rocket ships into space and invented electric cars and all these crazy things? No. He will probably be working in some library. He'd just be like the most random librarian that is just randomly really smart. You know those people who are just like randomly really smart. You meet at like university or you meet them at the library and you're like, bro, this guy is like the same IQ as Einstein. He would have been one of those people if he wasn't brought up in the USA. A lot of people don't understand why these Western countries are so successful. The dumbest people who watch me will say, oh, they just stole all the money from Afghanistan. They just stole all the oil from the Middle East. Bro, that's not... Maybe they did steal oil, but that has nothing to do with why they're successful. Let's just be real here. If you think about like the Soviet Union and Russia, they took over so many countries and took all their resources. And at the same time, look at them now. Like, they're not even 1% close to the success that America has. After years and years and years, we've found out that self-expression and creativity beats anything else. It beats any other form of pressure from the government. It beats any sort of reward at the end of the tunnel. More importantly, it seems to be discipline. Anyway, why am I telling you all these things? It's because you yourself have been brought up with this old school traditional mindset of being a coward. And this is exactly what broke and destroyed your self-esteem. It all starts off from your family, like the way they try to oppress you into one box, the way they try to stop you from being self-expressive and make you follow this one path. No, Abdullah, shut up and go and pursue a degree that gives you more money, like engineering or, like computer science and BS like that. Like, why do we have so many brown, like Pakistani people who just do computer science? There's too many of them. Low self-esteem is nothing but your inability to live true to yourself. The reason so many of us are insecure is not actually because we've tried so many things and failed. Like, I don't think that's where low self-esteem is born. I feel like if you go out and you try all the things that feel right to you, for example, you think public speaking is something you want to do, so you go and try it and you fail. You go and try to pursue a business and you fail. I don't think that's going to lower your self-esteem. I think that's going to make you even more comfortable in who you are because you know you're not being a pussy and you're trying the things that you feel like you want to try. So it's not that. Self-esteem is our inability to live true to ourselves. It's the disconnect from the way we view ourselves and from the way we act. So if you started living true to yourself, if you started doing the things that you know you should be doing, your self-esteem would skyrocket, bro. Now, it's going to be very hard for you because your whole life, your family basically beat all your self-esteem out of you. And So many people are gonna be mad at me for saying this, including my own family. But at the end of the day, this is the truth, bro. The way we were raised, we can't do this, you can't do that, you can't be this, you can't do that. It's literally just being like beaten out of you like dust from like a sack of potatoes, bro. If you don't believe me, why do you think you had so much self-esteem when you were young, like a child? You could say you wanted to be an astronaut. You could say you wanted to be like a painter, an actor, and nobody would tell you, "Oh, you can't be that. No, you're not smart enough to do that. No, you're too old to try to pursue that career." Nobody would say that. So that's why you had so much self-esteem. That's why you were able to try things without worrying about what people are gonna think. And that's the natural state of being for a normal human being. That's what we've discovered in the last 100 years. So what you need to do is you need to incorporate this into your mind. You need to incorporate this Western spirit, filtering out all the garbage, obviously, all the degeneracy, all like the sexual liberty and haram things. Just filter all that out and just take this idea of being a truthful person to yourself. That's all I want you to do. You don't even need to be living in the West. Like if you live in Pakistan, this has nothing to do with the geographical location, right? This has nothing to do with religion, beliefs, any of that. It's just a matter of living your life true to the way you feel is right for you. So if you live in Pakistan right now and you're watching me, I know I have a few people from there that watch my channel. Stop living your life true to who you are and start ignoring the people around you who tell you not to do that. Go ahead and try to start an online business and make it a reflection of who you truly are. Even if you start a YouTube channel like I do, it's a self-expression, that's all it is. If you go out and you start teaching martial arts in your own sort of style, you add your own little twist to it, and now you start teaching other people your own ways, and you start your own gym teaching that, but it's not nuts that the fact that you can do that. Like if you go to China or Japan or something, this is going to become a little bit hard because when you try to incorporate your own ideas into anything, everybody there is going to be like, oh, you cannot break the traditions. By the way, it's the same in the Middle East, right? You cannot break the traditions. You have to do exactly what our ancestors did. You're not smart enough to add your own little twist into it. Whereas if you live in the West, this is perfectly normal. In fact, it's encouraged for you to break these norms and try to add your own twist into it. If you go to a gym in China or something and you're training martial arts and you decide you want to leave and you're going to train this other gym to try to get their ideas and incorporate it into your own style, that gym is going to try to take you down. They're literally going to like get really angry at you and try to kill you basically. Whereas in this gym, even if I had the same coach for my entire life, and then I say I want to go to New York and train with Gordon Ryan, my coach is not going to say anything. For example, say I'm like the best fighter in Australia, and I decide I want to move to New York and leave my gym. That gym is going to be really hurt from that. Their reputation, everything they've invested into me, it's going to be destroyed. But at the end of the day, everybody in the West has this internal belief, this value about self-expression and freedom. Because of this freedom, they're not gonna say anything about me going and trying out these other gyms. This literally applies to everything, right? Even if you're at your job, if you find a better job and you move, no one's gonna stop you. Job loyalty is not a thing anymore in the West. If you go to Russia, then if you leave your job, you're considered like a bad person. That might be why your family would try to force you to stay in your job, even though you're finding better opportunities. So if once you change your mentality, the fact that you are the product, you are the thing that's going to be influencing the world, not your job, not the gym that you committed to, whatever it is. Once you change that mentality, that's when you're going to start seeing true success. That's when you're going to start following your dreams. That's when you're going to get a better job with a better pay. So if you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, give me a comment down below. Tell me what you think about this whole idea of the Western mentality. I'm sure a lot of you guys really hate it, so I'm actually pretty interested to see those comments.